Okay, cool. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ali and this is 𝐒𝐈𝐍𝐿𝐼𝐸, and today we're going to be doing not a jam log and not a reaction, but another Q&A, which I haven't done in forever. Last time I did a question and answer, it was with my sister Amber. It was a really long time ago. It was like Challenger era? I don't even remember. But I figured I'd do another one just because I have like nothing else to film really. So I went on Twitter and I asked my followers, both in English and Japanese, if they had any questions that they wanted to ask me. Like literally anything. It doesn't have to be Jo1, it doesn't have to be Japan related, it could be literally anything. So because I'm just bored. I'm literally just bored and I want to talk. So I don't want this to be like a super long video, so I'm kind of gonna like speed run all of the questions, but I will try and answer all of them to the best of my ability to make it interesting for you guys. Let's just get right into this Q&A. Basically, people had like 3 days to reply to a question. So I'll put the question here and then I'll also like read it out loud. I'm just gonna go in order of like the way that the replies show up, and I'm gonna try to get to every single question. But anyways, so the first question is from my friend Dani. Hi Dani, first of all. But my friend Dani right here says, if you're starving and you have to pick only between cheese and bananas, what would you eat? I hate both of those things like a lot. I literally hate cheese and I literally hate bananas. Both of them make my stomach hurt. They both make me gag, whatever. But if I had to pick, I think bananas, because cheese, it's like I don't like the taste of cheese. Bananas is like I don't like the texture. So maybe if I like mash it up even more, or like, I don't know, get them when they're like pretty not ripe yet, so they're a little bit more like not as soft, I can eat them. I think bananas, honestly. And also because like that's like good protein, right? So it'll like keep me healthy if I'm stuck on a deserted island or something. So my answer is bananas, but I really hate bananas, guys. It's more the texture than the taste, but I really hate bananas. Okay, next question is from my friend Bijan. Hi Bijan. And she said, hi, what are your hobbies? What is wrong with you? Other than, you know, Jo1, my hobbies are video gaming, which that's all I do. If I'm not doing Jo1, I'm doing video gaming. So I play a lot of different kinds of video games. I play everything. Like lately I've been playing a lot of Minecraft, a lot of Roblox, a lot of what else I've been playing? I don't know. Like some of my favorite games include, oh, I love a lot of The Sims. I play a lot of The Sims. But I also play like different kinds of games. Like I also play like League of Legends. I've played like Assassin's Creed, Skyrim, Dragon Age. I used to play Apex. Like I play like a lot, literally, Pokemon, like everything. So that's my other really big hobby. Reading and writing. I used to read a lot. I haven't read as much lately now, but I used to be a really big bookworm and I want to get back into reading. But if you're watching this, please read �6 of Crows. That's my favorite book ever. Okay, next question is from my friend Kennie. And she says, can I be in one of your videos? With the half joking tag tone. Yeah, I guess you're here. Hi Kennie, my friend Kennie, I met her at kCon LA. She's a big Ren jam. I love her. She's super sweet, super funny, very smart. And I will see her again at kCon LA. Kennie, I'm very excited to see you. Next question is from my friend Kiers. And he says, if you had creative freedom to organize one Jo1 comeback, what concept and sound would you choose? I actually got asked this question, I think, in the last Q&A, and I think that my answer has not changed. I really want Jo1 to do like a very elegant, like almost like Greek mythology style like concept. I guess like ethereal, like fairy tale kind of magical, mystical vibe. I want that so bad. And they could have done that with Icarus, especially because Icarus is a freaking Greek concept. But yeah, so something like along the lines of Icarus, but like to the max. That's what I really want Jo1 to see, because that's like up my alley. I want it so bad. So a very like dream, like a song like Starlight, like that very like dream-like quality. That's what I really want Jo1 to do more of, which they've only touched upon it with like Starlight, because the Starlight makes me disassociate every time I listen to it, and like Icarus was like really intense storytelling in the song and like very contemporary style choreography. I want that, but way more, like way more emotional, way more like storytelling. That's what I want for Jo1. Okay, next question is from kMama. Hi kMama. If you could perform a dance with Jo1 on stage, which song and choreo would it be and why? That's a really good question. I don't know. I would want, I can't believe this is my answer, genuinely, but I think I would want to do trigger. Only because they make it look so fun. Like, I'm not a trigger lover. I'm not a shooter for trigger, but like, especially 𝐒𝐿𝐥𝐞 and Takumi go crazy when they're performing trigger, and they're always having so much fun with it that like, it makes me want to get up on stage and do it with them. So I think maybe I would do trigger. If I wouldn't do trigger, then I would do Icarus, because again, I really like the choreo for that, because there's a lot of storytelling. We Good is also like another kind of like trigger song where like they just make it look so fun. I would love to do We Good too. Like, I have this really random, like, I guess like goal in life is to like one day do a dance with 𝐒𝐿𝐥𝐞, even if it's only like 10 seconds. I want me and him to dance on stage together, and I'm gonna learn stuff. But from my friend Mari, hi Mari. And she says, how do you genuinely feel about being a recognized jam, not only in the US, but also in Japan? That is a really good question. I don't mind it. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing in my head, where I guess if some of you, I feel like most people know, but like, I have a good amount of followers, and like, I have this YouTube channel, and then like all of the stuff with like the Information Fan, and then like KCON LA, like, people know who I am. And I get it like a lot. Like, especially when I moved to Japan. It didn't happen so much in the US because I'm not really around jams in the US. But like at KCON LA, people were coming up to me being like, are you Ali? And I'm like, how do you know that? Like, what? But when I moved to Japan, it like got a million times more crazy. Like, every single JO1 event that I go to, whether it's KCON, so it's like not even a JO1 event, but like JO1 is there. Some sort of festival that I go to, or like trading, like album release parties like on Tower Records, or like JO1 concerts or whatever, at least, I'm not even exaggerating, this genuinely is not an exaggeration, at least 7 people come up to me asking for pictures. Like, they don't let me post them, so I don't post them ever, but a lot of Japanese people, and they usually, sometimes they speak English, sometimes they don't, but I know like conversational Japanese, so it's fine. But they'll come up to me and they'll be like, oh, it's funny because they know me from different places too. That's how they open the conversation is very telling of where they know me from. Some people will come up to me and they'll be like, is this you? And it's my Twitter account on their phone. And I'll be like, yeah, that's me. Oh my God. So they might know me just from my tweets, or like from Jam to Dory Day, or like whatever. So they'll come up to me with my Twitter pulled up. Sometimes they'll come up to me and they'll be like, are you Information Jam? And I'm like, yeah, I am. So they know me from the NHK thing. They'll be like, oh, I remember seeing you on TV. Like, oh my God, that's so crazy, or whatever. Or they'll come up to me saying, Ali, I love your YouTube. So they know me from 3 different places, either my Twitter, from Information Fan, or from my YouTube. Everyone is so nice though. I want to say, like, I don't mind it. Like, I've never had a bad encounter. I've never had like someone being mean to me or whatever. They're always super nice, and they're always so kind. They're always like, oh, we look up to you so much, and like you're really like representative of like American jams and like international jams. You're like the international jams voice, and like we really like, you know, you're so famous. Like, everybody in the Japanese community knows who you are. Like, it's crazy that like people run into you, and like they'll often ask for pictures, so I'll take pictures with them, but like I said, they don't usually post them. It's just for themselves. It's something that I don't tell people like not to come up to me. I usually encourage it. I'll be like, if you guys see me, come say hi. Because like, I want to make friends, especially Japanese friends, because I don't really have a lot of Japanese friends, so I need to practice Japanese. But yeah, it's really funny, honestly, but I don't mind it. Like, I'm always happy to like talk to them. I'm not annoyed or anything by it. My camera's dying, so let me switch out my battery. Hold on. I just wasn't really expecting such a warm welcome when I came to Japan. It especially happened when I came to Japan for the first time. Like, when I went to that Midnight Sun Tower Records event, like a good like 5 or 6 people came up to me to be like, oh, like, are you Information Fan? Wait, do you live here now? That's crazy. Like, do you need any help? Like, here's my line. Like, text me if you need anything. I was not expecting such a warm welcome. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't think people would like me, you know, and I feel like I can be really annoying, especially if you don't like me. But the fact that people are so kind to me and like always have been, and like always offer help, or they're always telling me like, you're such an inspiration, and like it's so crazy to be able to meet you, and like I really hope that like you meet 𝐒𝐿𝐥𝐞, or I really hope you win the next concert, or like literally anything. Like, they're always saying such kind stuff to me. So it's a nice thing to hear, you know. So I don't mind it one bit, and like I'm always happy to talk to people and to like, you know, make friends and stuff, because they are my friends. Like, I talk to them a lot now. Like, a lot of them, like I said, I have online now, so we usually text each other, like, when a concert's happening. We'll be like, oh, are you going to the concert? Let's meet up. So, or like, if I have like extra PCs, I'll always text them first, be like, hey, do you need these PCs? Like, I have them, so you need to trade. So, like, they are my friends. Like, we talk, like, outside of these events, and, like, we meet up on purpose now. So it's stuff like that. But, like, yeah, it is really nice. I really don't mind it. And, like, they're my friends, so it's fun. But yeah, so that's how I feel about that. If you ever see me in person, whether it's in America or Japan, and I'm not, like, busy, or I'm not, like, you know, with other people necessarily, then you're always free to come up to me and talk to me and, like, you know, do whatever. I don't mind, and I'll hold a conversation with you, whether it's in Japanese or English. But yeah, so thanks, Mari, for that question. Okay, next question is from from my friend Nesa, and she says, how excited are you to meet one of your fave shoya jams this August? Nesa, I'm actually so excited. Like, genuinely, me and Nesa have been friends, guys, literally since Mugen Night era. Like, I'm pretty sure that's when I met you, right, Nesa? Like, you were like one of the first people I met on Jam Twitter, and we've never met, but we're both American jams. Like, I don't know how we just haven't met up before, but we've been friends for that long, and now we're finally meeting this KCON LA, and I'm so freaking excited. My bestie, I'm finally gonna meet my bestie. So yes, I'm very excited, Nesa. Oh my god, I'm gonna hug you so bad. Oh my god, I can't wait. So you better prepare yourself, okay? Next is from Giulia, and she says, what is your happiest memory ever? I actually don't know. I don't know if I have one singular happiest memory ever. I think one of my happiest memories is the Kizuna tour, which was the first time I ever saw Jo1 live. That's when I first got to Japan back in October of last year. That's definitely up there. I sobbed like a baby the entire concert. Like, I was sobbing, like bawling my eyes out, like wailing audibly, to the point where the J-Jam next to me was like, are you okay? Like, do I need to call a staff member? Like, she genuinely asked that because I was crying that much. And I was like, no, it's okay. Like, I'm just happy. I think another one of my really happy memories is when I saw One Direction for the first time back when I was 13 years old. It was the Where We Are tour in Florida. Because that was like the first group that I ever really stand. And that was like one of my biggest concerts ever, like still in my mind. I think that was another really happy memory. I don't know. I have a lot of good memories. I have a lot of good memories. But I think, oh, and then of course meeting kEigo. Meeting kEigo any of the times. Like, especially though, I think, like, meeting kEigo in the Mayonton, like the online call back in Stranger era. That was my first one-on-one with him. And it just went so flawlessly that I think it was one of my, like, I can't believe how wonderfully that call went. Like, it was 30 seconds, but I said everything that I needed to say flawlessly. We had a back and forth conversation. I made him laugh. He gave me a kiss. He blew me a kiss. Well, he didn't even blow me a kiss. He leaned into the camera and gave me a kiss. He said that he loved me more than Jason and that he loved me. And it was like, wow. It was like a really crazy. And then of course meeting him in person, you know, that, like, hearing him say my name like that and like being able to hold his pee. No, if I talk about that, I'm gonna start crying again. But the Pinky Promise, especially doing it with kEigo, was one of the happiest moments ever. I think those are maybe like my top 3-4 happiest memories. So wow, a lot of Jo1. Okay, next question is from my friend Jasmine. She says, how did you end up in Japan? Was it like through your university, or what language school organization did you go through? I'm gonna merge 2 questions in one. So I'm gonna put this alongside of Jasmine's question from Kat. What made you decide to move to Japan and attend college there? I'm in a language school. So this is a school dedicated to learning Japanese only. So that's what I do every weekday, 5 days a week for 4 hours. I go and I learn Japanese only. I don't do anything else. I did university in America. So I already have a bachelor. I have a Bachelor of Arts in video game design. That's what I did in university. I'm not in a university here in Japan. I'm just in a language school. So the original plan back before COVID was that I was supposed to do a study abroad program over the summer of 2020 to come to Japan and live in Japan for about a month and a half. That was my original plan. And then COVID hit, so all of that got messed up. So I basically had to keep pushing it back over and over, and then I tried a million different ways to get to Japan, either through internship or research program or whatever. All of them, none of them worked out. I fell through all of them. So what I finally ended up doing is after I graduated university, so I'm already done with university, I have a bachelor's, I enrolled in a language school. So I'm in a Japanese language school here in Tokyo. I won't say what school it is, but the company that I did it with is called Gogo Nihon, which this is not sponsored, of course, at all. But Gogo Nihon basically is like a travel agency almost. It's like an agency that basically helps you get to Japan. So you don't really pay them anything. You pay like $100 application fee, and then basically you give them all of your information. So like what your degree is in, what kind of school you want, if you want like a slow paced, fast paced, rigorous school, the location of the school, like what your main focus is. Like, do you want to focus on getting a job in Japan or going to university in Japan, or just you're kind of here just to like chill, which is what I'm doing. So you give them a bunch of stuff, a bunch of your information, and they help you find a school. So they help you with the application process of the language school itself. They help you with the application process of getting your visa and your certificate of eligibility, which turns into a visa for Japan. And then they help you move over here. So they help you find an apartment, they help you with the flights, they welcome you, they, have events here for people who also use their service, whatever. So I found Gogo Nihon through this other YouTuber I like, Mikan Mandarin, if anyone knows who she is. I love Vina so much. So she did the same thing that I did. So she made a video about Gogo Nihon. Then I watched that video and I was like, oh, I should do that. Let me use that service to help me find a language school in Japan. So I ended up doing a language school here in Tokyo for a year. So I'm going to be here for it's almost a year already. Can you believe that? I came here last October and I'm staying until at least October of this year. I could stay longer. My visa is 2 years, but I'm trying to find a job instead. So we'll see. But basically, yeah. So because I had Japanese experience before, because I studied Japanese for 4 semesters in university. I basically took a placement test and they placed me in like my appropriate Japanese level, and I just went from there. Basically, Gogo Nihon, if you're interested in coming in Japan through language school, even if you don't know any Japanese at all, I think the only requirements you need for Gogo Nihon is having a bachelor's in something. It doesn't matter what it is, but a bachelor's degree, and being over the age of 18. They have short-term programs that are like 2 weeks to a month. They have the long-term programs, that's what I'm doing, which is a minimum of 6 months to up to 2 years. And you could go from literally nothing, like just learning, like you have no Japanese experience, you don't even know like the alphabet, up to the level of N2, which is like business fluent Japanese, in 2 years, if that's what you want to do. So yeah, I'll leave a link to Gogo Nihon, and maybe I'll also leave a link to Mikan's video because she does a better job at explaining it than I do. You don't have to be American. You can be from anywhere in the world. Like my school is full of people from Gogo Nihon and they all came from everywhere. Like you don't have to be American either. From Katie. Hi, Katie. If you haven't discovered Jo1, how do you think your life would be right now? For example, would you still even be a YouTuber, still have moved to Japan, etc.? Of course, I can't imagine life without Jo1. I can't either, Katie. I honestly don't know. Like, I want to put this out there, which I've talked about a little bit briefly, but I feel like a lot of people don't believe me when I say this. I did not move to Japan for Jo1. Like, I didn't get an interest in Japan or Japanese culture or Japanese language for JL1. Like, that was not the case. It was the other way around. So because I was doing that study abroad in 2020, the summer of 2020, I had already signed up. So COVID happened, so I didn't do it, but I had already paid all of my tuition to the school. I was going to be enrolled in a Japanese university. I had already picked what classes I was going to do. I had already found my accommodation. Like, I was gonna be living on the dorms. Like, the only thing that I hadn't done is bought my plane ticket. But everything else I had already been approved, accepted with both, like, the Japanese university and my university here in America. They had agreed to send me over. I paid everything to, like, the agency I was doing it through. I was already signed up. So, before COVID happened, because I was already, like, confirmed going to Japan, I was like, I'm a really big concert junkie. So as you guys know, I go to like a million JO1 concerts, but it's not only JO1 I do that for. But at the time I was like, I really want to get into J-pop because I want to go to a concert while I'm in Japan studying abroad. So what I did, and I kid you not, is I Googled the word J-pop and then JO1 came up. And then I got into JO1 from there. Because Mugen Dai had just been released like 2 days before. So I just wanted to put that out there. So I think I still would have come to Japan even if I was not into JO1 because I didn't come here for JO1, if that makes sense, you know? The reason I started studying Japanese and the reason I was doing that study abroad was because my bachelor is in video game design and there are 1 million video game companies here in Japan. In my head, it's like if I learn Japanese, that makes me more of a valuable asset to a company. So basically I'm doing this because I want more money. Which of course I also do have a genuine interest in Japan. Like I grew up watching anime, playing Japanese video games and stuff. But learning Japanese was mainly because I wanted more money in my field. So that's why I came here. The only other thing that I think my life would be different is I would be so much more bored, because at the same time as me Googling J-pop to like try and find something to go to in Japan, I was also looking for something to stan. I was still missing One Direction. Like I hadn't stanned anything since One Direction, but I'm a huge stan. Like, you guys think I'm crazy with Jo1, you should have seen me with One Direction. So I was like, I want to find not only an artist to go to their concert or something, but also an artist to like stan, like to dedicate everything to. So if I hadn't found Jo1, I don't know what I would be standing right now, and I would be really bored and really sad probably. I had wanted to make a YouTube channel anyways, like for moving to Japan. So, cause like I have another YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys know this, I have another YouTube channel that is just normal vlogs. It's not like Jo1 vlogs. So anyway. I still would have done, I think, most of my stuff. I think the only thing I would not be doing is like event planning and stuff, because what would I be doing that for if not Jam House Club? Next question is from my friend Pineapple. And he says, what struggles have you experienced as an international jam before and after coming to Japan? And what should international jams know about being a domestic fan in Japan? That's a really, really good question. So, being a fan of Jo1 in America, which was what I mostly was because I didn't move to Japan until last year. So I've been a jam since 2020. Was honestly just lack of connection to Jo1 in the sense of like no subtitles, no merch events, no pop-up stores, no translations, like not being able to watch things because they're geo-locked or region blocked. That was the biggest issue of being a jam. Like, and it still is. It's still all of what I just said is still a major issue for international jams. And then also just like not really being paid attention to or taken seriously by Japanese fans sometimes, or especially the company. Nobody cares about international fans. Even it's gotten better recently, but especially the company does not really care about international fans. And doesn't really want to hear them out on anything. They don't pay no attention to them. We're an afterthought to them. There's never anything catered to us or like made in a way that's accessible to us. So that's the biggest issue of being an international fan for Jo1. When I moved to Japan, of course, all of that basically went away. Especially as my Japanese gets better, more of it goes away because I can read things without Japanese. Like, I don't need subtitles anymore as much as I did. I still do, but like not as much as before. I often like help translate things like little like snippets from like Jam or Jo1 or something. I can go to concerts whenever I want. I could go buy merch at pop-up stores whenever I want. Like, you know, like it's nothing is an issue for me anymore. For international jams, if you're moving to or visiting Japan, what you need to know, I think the biggest thing you need to know is you really need to be on top of Jo1's announcements. Because of the fact that everything is so lottery based here. Like, if I want to go to a concert, I have to apply to a lottery to have the chance to buy a ticket 1 month in advance. So it's like, you can't just like check things like last second, like, oh, I'm in Tokyo today, so let's see what Jo1's doing. No, because whatever they were doing that day was announced like 3 months ago, kind of thing. You definitely need to know someone who has a Japanese phone number. That is the most important thing as well. Most places ask for a Japanese phone number. I think another thing you need to know is that Japanese fans will be really intrigued by you. They'll want to talk to you, and they'll try their best to talk to you in English, but they might come up to you a lot and be like, oh my god, like they'll try and be like really friendly with you because they're just so in shock that someone outside of Japan knows who Jo1 is. So that's another thing. So be prepared, I guess, to get a lot of stares and to get a lot of like people coming up to you being like, oh my god, you're a jam? No way. Like, who's your favorite? Kind of thing. But also just know that everything will be 1 million times easier for you if you're actually here. I don't think I really had any struggles since coming to Japan, honestly. Like, as a jam, I mean. No, like, everyone's been very kind to me. I've never had any issues, like, in person or anything. I can do everything I want now. Like, I can go to concerts, I can go to stores. There's not really any issues. Everything got 1 million times better once I moved here. Next question is from Bika. And she says, do you plan to go to Jo1's upcoming Asia tour? If yes, then which country do you want to visit and why? I unfortunately don't have any plans to go simply because I don't have money to. Like it was basically for me, it was between kCon LA or the Asia tour, and I picked kCon LA because I'm American, I run Jam House Club, that kind of stuff. But if I could go, assuming they went to these countries, I would really want to go to Thailand because I've never been. And I almost went to kCon Thailand. The only reason I didn't is because it was the week of my finals in school. I want to go to Thailand, I want to go to Philippines, and I want to go to Korea, South Korea. So if they go to any 3 of those places, those would be like my top places, especially because I know someone who lives in South Korea as well. They live in Seoul, so that would be the easiest, and it's like the cheapest, easiest one to get to, that kind of stuff. But I would go anywhere. I've never been anywhere in Asia other than Japan. So I love traveling, so why would I not want to go? I definitely would go to any of the concerts just so that I could go to these places. Like I would have more of an excuse to go to these places. There's a small chance I might be going to Vietnam with one of my friends eventually because she's Vietnamese and she wants to take me to Vietnam. I would go to Vietnam as well. But yeah, I would go literally anywhere. But I guess the most likely would probably be South Korea because I have someone who lives there and it's the closest to Japan and like the most accessible. Next question is from someone named Ren. They have the Ren display name. So, hey Ren. Do you like other groups besides Jo1? Yes, I do. So my Twitter account is dedicated to Jo1 only, really. Because I have this thing where I have to have a separate account for every single one of my interests, no matter what it is. So I have like 8 Twitter accounts. But my other J-pop groups, I'm assuming you're asking about J-pop, the other groups or artists that I really, really like to and go to concerts for is YOASOBI. I really like Ado. I really like Joku Shoku Shakai. I like Kenshi Onezu. I like Fujikaze. I really like 𝐒𝐈𝐍𝐿𝐼𝐸. And my other really big group though that I like actually kind of stan similar to how I stan Jo1 is Mad Kid. So I've been to like a million Mad Kid performances, concerts. I've met them several times. Like I talk to them all the time. I love Mad Kid, so definitely check out Mad Kid, guys. They actually just had a comeback. The same day that NEWSmile dropped, Mad Kid released their newest EP. So check it out. Aside from J-pop, there are some K-pop groups that I also like a lot. So I really like Monsta X. I like ATEEZ. Which that's because of my sister Amber. I love 𝐼𝐸. I'm like really getting into 𝐼𝐸, you guys, like a lot. I like TXT. I like a TXT a lot. Hi Yeonjun. I think those are like my main groups. Everyone else I kind of stand, like I listen to very casually, but those are the ones that I really would like to see one day. Or I've been to a Monsta X concert. Oh, and I like 𝐠𝐺 too. I've met 𝐠𝐺. I did a high touch with 𝐠𝐺. But yeah, so those are my other groups really. Okay, this is from Alexa. And they said, if Jo1 didn't exist, do you think you'll be this invested in another idol or person? Yeah, because like I said, I was really looking to stan something. So I don't know who that person would be because Mad Kid I really like, but they're not like as idol-y as Jo1, so they're not as easy to stan in the same way as Jo1, but they're kind of like idol-y, but not as much Jo1. But Mad Kid would probably be the next one. If not Mad Kid, then I probably would have gotten into some Johnny's group, I'm not gonna lie. Like I wanted to like stan someone, you know? So if it was not Jo1, I probably would have made myself get into someone else, but Jo1 happened so easily and so quickly that I don't need anyone else. Next question is, what's your wish for the better for Jo1? My number one wish for Jo1 is that they're not as overworked. That's literally all I want. Jo1 is really, they have a lot of releases, a lot of concerts, a lot of solo projects, a lot of going back and forth to Korea, a lot of training. They need to slow down. Like, I can wait, you know? Like, Jo1 does so much all the time, and I'm so worried about them. I'm so worried like about their physical health and their mental health. So what I want for Jo1 is to take a break, like a long break. Their breaks are like 1 week long during the holidays, and then they straight go back to the studio. They have a comeback every 5 seconds. I don't understand. There's no need to have a comeback that often. I get that they want to go to the top and like be this huge group in both Japan and overseas, but it shouldn't be at the expense of their own health. So I think genuinely what I want for Jo1 is to have a break that is longer than 1 month. I need them to go on a 4-month break where they don't do anything. They don't go to Korea to record secretly. They don't go act in like 1 million movies and TV shows. They don't have like collabs. They just are at home sleeping for like 3 months. That's what I want so bad for Jo1. That's literally it. That's all I want. That's all I want. Next question is from Megan. If you were to pick one Jo1 song that you would think best represents them to play for someone who doesn't know them, what song would you choose? P.S. You're my favorite jam, and I love seeing your tweets about 𝐒𝐿𝐲. So excited to see you at kMama. That is so cute. Thank you. I'm so glad. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited to meet all of you guys at kMama. But Megan, I definitely will come see you. The song that I always show people who don't know Jo1, and I'm showing them Jo1, every single time I will always first send them Born to Be Wild. It's always born. Like, what other song could it be if not Born to Be Wild, guys? That song is so perfect. It is so Jo1 that I always show someone. And then from there, I'll ask the person what kind of songs you like. So if they like a slower song, I'll give them like, I don't know, like a ballad. If they like slow songs, I'll give them 𝐒𝐿𝐲𝐿. If they like noise songs, I'll give them like Rose, you know, like something like that. But the very first song that I always show people is Born to Be Wild. Like when I did my school presentation on Jo1, I played the Born to Be Wild teaser for my entire class. Like that's the song that I always pick. So Born to Be Wild. This is from Maurida. And they ask, which Jo1 song has a powerful impact to your life and explain why? Well, other than Icarus being my favorite song, I don't know if I would say it has a really big impact on me other than I just cry a lot to it for some reason. I think the song that really has a lot of impact on me is 𝐒𝐈𝐍𝐼𝐿𝐲. Like that was the song that I got into. It's my whole brand. It's my username on every platform. It's the song that I heard and I instantly fell in love with them. It's the song that started it all. It changed my life. If I had not listened to 𝐒𝐈𝐍𝐼𝐿𝐲, I would not have found Jo1. I would not have fallen in love with White Sweater Boy, which was Juki at the time. Like, it's 𝐒𝐈𝐍𝐼𝐿𝐲. It's in my everything. I'm so, like, it changed my life. So, I think 𝐒𝐈𝐍𝐼𝐿𝐲. Yeah, 𝐒𝐈𝐍𝐼𝐿𝐲. Okay, next question is from Phoebe. Describe your dream date with 𝐒𝐿𝐲. Okay, I don't know if I have a dream date with 𝐒𝐿𝐲 in the sense of, like, I don't think it... Like, I have a dream date with a person, and making that person 𝐒𝐿𝐲, I think, does not change what my original dream date was. Does that make sense? So, like, my dream date with a person in general is Disney World. Specifically, Florida's Disney World, because that's where I used to work, and that's the Florida I grew up going to. I want to go with Disney to 𝐒𝐿𝐲 so freaking bad, because I'm just a theme park junkie. I'm obsessed with Disney World. I'm obsessed with Disney in general. Most of the parks, but Disney World. And I think it's really cute, like, when couples go, I mean, we wouldn't be those annoying couples that you see, like, making out in the middle of line. That would be gross, but, like, you know, it'd be so cute to be, like, matching outfits, like, if I dress up, like, I don't know, like, as Tiana, and he does, like, Naveen or something, you know, that would be really cute. So, like, Disney World in general is just, like, my dream date. If not Disney World, then I also really like arcades and stargazing. So I would love to, like, go to an arcade and, like, just be in, because again, I like video games. Be in an arcade with 𝐒𝐿𝐲 and playing games and stuff, being stupid. Or going stargazing and like, because I'm a really big space nerd as well. I really am into astronomy. So I would be telling 𝐒𝐿𝐲 about all the constellations and all the different celestial objects in the sky and stuff. I guess something that would be really great for 𝐒𝐿𝐲 specific is if we both dressed up like Spider-Man. Like we both had our own Spider-Man suits and we were just out like, I don't know, doing something. Like, let's say we went to Disney World in our Spider-Man suits on Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. That would be really cute. That would be such, oh my god, that would be actually so cute. Wait, I would want to do that so bad. Like, he could be like, I don't know, like Tom Spider-Man, and I could be like Spider-Gwen or something. That would be really cute. That would be really cute. I want to do that. So, 𝐒𝐿𝐲, hit me up if you ever want to go to Disney World. But I think that would be my dream date. Next question is... from Pretty Rhythm Enjoyers, where are you? You don't have your name or your display name, so I'll just put it here, but This is random, but are you interested in singing, dancing, or rap, or you are just an or are you just an idol enjoyer? Also, what are your favorite JO1 songs? So part one of that question, I am interested actually in that stuff. I really want to get into dancing and start dancing. I used to do a little bit of dance when I was a kid for like a second, but then I stopped. But I also really think dancing is really, really cool. And like, it's just really cool. And I would love to be able to do like dance covers and stuff. Not necessarily only of JO1, but just like literally anything. Like I want to dance the idol from YOASOBI so freaking bad. But yeah, so I can't, and I like singing. I think I have an okay voice. People really say I have a really good singing voice. I don't think that's true. I'm really loud, but I don't think my voice is that great. So I don't know if I could become a singer. And then my rap, I feel like is even worse. I can rap to like Ed Sheeran and Beyonce. That's kind of it. But yeah, so out of the three, definitely dancing. And like I have taken a dance class here in Japan. I just didn't have the guts to go back, but I might go back again. It was my New Year's resolution to start up going to dance classes again, and I haven't done it yet, but I should, right? So maybe I'll do that. I want to get into dance, like genuinely. And then my favorite JO1 songs, my top 5 are kMama and Icarus tied for first. Born to be Wild, Monster, and maybe Move the Soul? Either Move the Soul or Walk It Like I Talk It. Those are like my top JO1 songs. Okay, and then I have a question that's in Japanese actually. So someone asked a question in Japanese, so I'll do my best to answer it in Japanese. But I don't know what it says yet until I read it, so let's see. So this is from an anonymous person. Sorry, alright, so I'm not super great at Japanese, please don't come for me, but this is the, like, I have the question pulled up here. Okay, so this is the question. Oh my god, my light's about to fall. Okay, so this is the question in Japanese. いつも敬語をたくさん愛してくれてありがとう。ジュドリ、そして今のヘアスタイルもとてもかっこいいです。大好き。That's so sweet. ジョー以外の質問でもいいですか？はい、いいです。日本のことはいつから大好きになってくれましたか？日本のことはいつから大好き、oh my god. 日本のことはいつから好きになってくれましたか？きっかけがあれば教えてください。実に好きなところ、日本の実に好きな文化についても知りたいです。Okay. Sorry, my Japanese reading is not that great, especially kanji. I'm really bad at kanji. でも、まず、私の日本語上手じゃないだからすみません。でも、質問をありがとうございます。本当に嬉しいよ。私のコメントありがとうございます。じゃあ、実は、子供の時、ポケモンのアニメ見たがきっかけで、日本の文化に興味が持った。はい。そして、ポケモンのゲームを、するを始めましたNintendo DS? No. 違う。Nintendo Game Boy と DS で、しました。でも、アニメは、ポケットモンスターダイヤモンドとペール多分、日本語で。英語でダイヤモンドとペール。でも、日本語で、知りません。そして、12歳ぐらい、13歳ぐらいになったとアニメが、見るを始めました。日本語の名前は知りません。でも英語でlike Sword Art Online, like Tokyo Ghoul, いろいろなアニメ見ました。その以来日本の文化に興味がありました。 ジャオンのおかげで、日本の文化についてたくさん学びました。はい。だから、Jo1 ありがとうございます。いろいろが好きです。でも、多分好きなトピック、好きな文化と食べ物。食べ物とたこ焼きが大好き。たこ焼きととんかつラーメンと焼肉となどです。Camera died, but thank you so much for your question, guys. It was really fun filming this Q&A, and I hope you guys had a good time. Sorry if this video is really long, but I wanted to like try and answer everything to the best of my ability. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload a new video, which will be very soon. And I will see you guys. Okay, but I'll see you guys in the next video. So, sorry, I'm holding my camera now, but say no, go to the top, jam this. Bye bye. Sorry it was so rushed.